What's up everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is the look that I am doing for y'all today. Some yellow cut crease with blue liner, and this look is inspired by MakeupTiffanyJ. You can follow her here on the YT or on Instagram. So I'm going to start off by using my J Beauty illuminating setting spray, and then use my MAC Layin little paint pot to prep my brows so that the brow powder has something to stick to. And I'm using my Aesthetica brow contour palette in the first little square there, and it came with a brush, and I really like this brush. It's extremely firm and it holds a lot of product in it, so that's a huge plus. And I'm just using that to fill in my brows. You guys know I like my brows to look really natural, so that is what I am doing here. And then I'm going to use my Kevyn Sensual Skin Enhancer in SX12 and just a MAC angle brush and clean up underneath the brows, and then I'm going to blend it all out. For my transition shade, I'll be using the Makeup Forever No. 2 eyeshadow, and I'm going in first with a really fluffy brush and just buffing that into my crease area. I'm taking my Juvia's Place Masquerade palette in this shade right here. I don't remember the name of it, but I will be sure to list all of the names in the description box below. And I'm using a more tapered blending brush, and I'm going directly into the crease. And then I'm going back with that fluffy brush that I used for the yellow and just buffing this into the crease. It kind of did the job a little bit better. She had her color more concentrated into the crease, but I wanted mine to be a little bit more blown out. So I went in with a fluffier brush to deposit the color. Going back into that Juvia's Place palette, I am taking this bottom color here. Once again, all of the colors will be listed down below. And as you can see, it is a much richer orange. And then I'm going to go back in with that yellow color and the same, different fluffy brush, and I'm going to buff out the edges of the shadow so there are no harsh lines. To highlight my brow bone, I am taking J Beauty Miy-Dream illuminator and a e.l.f. brush, and I'm just placing this directly underneath the brow bone for a bit of pop and shimmer. Using Inglot No. 84 gel liner, I am using this as a base for my pigment that I'm going to be using today. I'm actually going to be using this gel liner to cut my crease, and a synthetic BH Cosmetics brush. Of course, you want to cut the crease according to your specific eye shape. I have a slightly hooded lid, hence why I'm lifting up my brow just a little bit so I can get a little bit above my crease, but just kind of go with whatever shape you want to go with. You don't have to do exactly what I did. So just make sure that you're using that same gel and blending it out along the edges. I'm going into my 1675 Cosmetics Loose Pigment Stack, and I'm using the shade called Flashlight as my lid color. It is the most pigmented yellow I have ever used. You guys have seen me use this before. If you follow me on Facebook, I do a lot of live videos, and this is like, I rave about this stack on yellow. It is absolutely beautiful. I barely sprayed my brush with water, and the color payoff is just amazing. It is a black owned indie business brand, so be sure to check her out. I will link her and Francis's information down below in the description box as well. So I'm going back in with that taper brush, and I'm just blending and meshing the colors together, making sure that I don't interrupt the crease. Going back into that stack, I am taking the shade called Killandia along with Lit Cosmetics glitter base, and I am using this to create my own liner. I started off with this MAC brush, but this sucker is so old, it just wasn't working, so I ended up using the brush that I use for my brows, and it worked a lot better. So I ended up losing the footage, but you'll see here in this stack, I'm taking the lighter blue and I went on top of it, and it gave me this really vibrant shade that you see here. So I'm using the micellar water to clean up any fallout that may have occurred underneath the eye area, and then I'm just going to coat my lashes with some mascara and then double stack these Demi Wispies from Aliexpress and apply them with some Sassy eyelash glue. I'm using MAC's Lay and Low Paint Pot once again in my smile lines. It really helps to minimize the creasing, and then I'm going to set my face with danessa myricks and light powder in number 2 before I apply my foundation to help fill in my pores and give me a more matte finish. For foundation, I'm using Black Opal True Color Powder Foundation, and this is in the shade Hazelnut or Nutmeg. I can't remember which one, but either way, I really like this for every day. It has great coverage. You all know that Black Opal is really good with their coverage in their foundations. They're probably one of the best drugstore foundations that you could use, especially if you're a woman of color. But don't get it twisted, they do have a shade range for some of the fairest. I have used this particular brand on a Caucasian friend of mine, and it turned out amazing. Going back in with that Kevyn Sensual Skin Enhancer in SX12, I'm going to use this to highlight my face underneath the eyes, chin, bridge of the nose, forehead. You guys know the drill already. I prefer this over the SX11. It just blends into my skin and it's more golden. It complements my skin tone. If you look at my hand, you can see more golden hues, so it complements my skin tone a whole lot better and doesn't give me that gray ashy look. To further intensify it, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Focus Concealer in medium deep and just place that on top of everything and then blend it with my foundation brush. To cream contour, I'm using OCC foundation in R5. Yes, it is a really rich, warm tone chocolate color, and once again it complements my skin tone really well, so I'm using this to further warm up my face and add some dimension. I'm going back in with danessa myricks and light powder in number 2, and I am setting all of my concealer highlighted areas with this powder. And then to set my face, I am using number 4, and you'll see that in the next clip. To set my cream contour, I'm using the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette, and of course I'm going to be using that contour shade. For blush, I'm using another Makeup Forever product, and this is the blush. It doesn't have a number, it's just orange, but it's beautiful. It looks great on women of color, and it went well with this makeup look. And today's glow is brought to you by I'm just kidding, guys. I'm using my Anastasia Glow Kit in, I believe this one is called Sweets, and I'm using that bottom shade. I don't remember the name of it. I'll put it in the description bar. And a BH Cosmetics fan brush to my cheekbones, nose, and chin area. On top of that, I'm going back into the Black Radiance palette and I'm using the highlight shade as well. For the inner corner tear duct highlight, I'm using my Dream Illuminator by J Beauty. So I'm lining my waterline with this LA Girl Glide On pencil. It is blue. I don't remember the name of it, but you know, in the description box I'll put it. So I'm using that shade from the Juvia's Place palette, and I am just using a fluffy brush just to kind of buff that onto my lower lash line and smoke it out without using any black or any really rich dark colors. So yeah, then I'm going to use some mascara and coat my bottom lashes. I am really tired, y'all. It's like almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so forgive me for the lack of enthusiasm. To line my lips, I'm using MAC's Nightmoth lip pencil, and I am lining my lips with it. I'm using one of my favorite dark lippies. This is Color Rain's Tootsie, and I am applying this, and this is the first look. I left it matte for this one, as you can see right here, and I like it matte. It's really pretty, and if you're interested, this is a custom wig that I created. I have a video coming up on this really soon. And with Tiffany's look, she had a more glossy lip, so I pulled out my Cinderella lip gloss that I never wore. And yeah, this is the completed look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I really had fun recreating this. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video. Bye guys.